Hello guys, welcome to Learning Online with Prepclass. My name is Chima. Now I'll be anchoring today's section, and in today's section we are going to be looking at Jamb biology for the year 2015. We are going to be solving questions 41 to 45. Now if this is the first time you are viewing this, I ask you to browse through our channel. You will see that we have lots of educational content that will be very helpful to you, especially if you are a Jamb candidate. Now we are going to move straight to today's section, but before we do so, guys, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, drop one or two comments. If you look below there, you will see a notification bell. Click it so that you will always be notified whenever we have an educational material like this on our channel. You can be kind enough to share our videos so it's going to reach as much viewers as possible. Now sit, relax, and enjoy the show. So, like I said, we are going to be solving past questions on Jamb biology for the year 2015, and we are going to be looking at questions 41 to 45. Now, you've been given an instruction. It said, use the diagram to answer questions 41 and 42. 41. The experiment demonstrates A, is it hydrotropism? B, is it phototropism? C, is it thermotropism? D, is it hydrotropism? It's like hydrotropism is mentioned twice. I just noticed that now. Okay. So these are two plants. This is control. This one is placed in a rotating clinostat. And this one is growing, bending, okay, germinating seeds, okay. Now I said in the experiment above, one seedling is placed in a rotating clinostat while the other is not. The seedling on the clinostat is being exposed to sunlight uniformly all over its surface because the clinostat is rotating. Are you following? Okay. So while the other one is exposed on a one-sided lighting, causing the shoot of the seedling to go towards the light. So this one is placed on a rotating distance. So all the sides of the seedling of the shoots are exposed to lighting, but this one is not placed on anything rotating. So only this side is exposed to lighting, causing that side to grow towards light. Now the directional response of a part of a plant towards light is known as phototropic response or phototropism. Therefore, the answer is phototropism. So as this experiment is used to demonstrate phototropism. So this plant is exhibiting phototropism. The shoots are growing towards light. The roots are growing away from light. You see? So that is response to light. Photo, one part of the plant, tropic movement. So that is phototropism. All right. So because of that, the correct answer is phototropism. Phototropism is the correct answer, and that's option B. Okay, all right. 42. The part marked I will contain a high concentration of. The part marked I will contain a high. What is the part marked I? Okay, that should be the root tip. This is the root tip. Should contain a high concentration of. Is it ethylene? Is it abscisic acid? Is it oxime? Is it ascorbic acid? Now, the plant growth hormone is known as auxin, though we also have auxin, we have gibberellins, they are plant growth hormones. And auxin is found to be concentrated at the root tip and shoot tip of plants. Therefore, the part label I or 1 will contain a high concentration of auxin. So the correct answer to that question is that the part label I will contain a high concentration of auxin, because auxin is responsible for plant growth, is responsible for plant cellular elongation. So auxin is mostly concentrated at the tip and the root of plants. So the correct answer is auxin, option C. Let's look at question 43. Oh, we've been given another instruction. Use the diagram to answer questions 43 and 44. 43 says, the breathing posture illustrated in the diagram is known as, look at this breathing posture. You can see that these are two frogs, I believe this one in front is the female, while this one at the back of the female is the male frog. So in this kind of breeding posture, frogs are amphibians like the toad. Other frog or toad, they're amphibians. They live on land, but they go into water and reproduce. And because of their young stage or develops lives on water, while the adult stage lives on land. But later the adult moves to the water to reproduce. Okay. So now you can see that the male is on top of the female. So frog practice, or this amphibian practice, a kind of external fertilization, whereby the female lays eggs and the male sheds sperms over the eggs. Now they're asking us, what kind of breeding posture is this? Is it reproductive swimming? Is it amplexus? Is it mating? Is it courtship? Let us see. Now the correct answer is amplexus. What is amplexus? Amplexus is a type of mating behavior exhibited by some externally fertilizing species such as frogs and toads, in which a male grasps a female with his front legs as part of the mating process, and at the same time, or with some time or delay, he fertilizes the eggs as they are released from the female's body. So this kind of mating position is amplexus. The male climbs on the female's back, grips her tightly with his four limbs. As the female is laying eggs, the male are shedding sperms over them. It occurs in amphibians, mostly like toad and frog. So it's external. It's a kind of fertilization we call external fertilization, but that kind of mating position is called amplexus. I believe you've learned something today, right? Good. So the correct answer to that question is option B, amplexus. 44. The diagram above, remember they asked us or we are told to use this diagram to answer questions 43 and 44. The diagram above shows that the organisms are viviparous, hermaphrodites, oviparous, or oviparous. Oh, let's take that again. The diagram above shows that the organisms are, is it viviparous, is it hermaphrodite, is it ovoviviparous, is it oviparous? We have to define each of these words: viviparous, hermaphrodite, ovoviviparous, and oviparous. Viviparous. Organisms do not shed eggs but produce their young ones alive. So viviparous organisms are organisms that do not lay eggs, e.g. mammals. They don't lay eggs, rather they produce their young ones alive. Hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite are organisms that has reproductive organs of both male and a female. For example, the hydra is a hermaphrodite. It has both testis and ovary. Any organism that has both male and female organs is an hermaphrodite. Tapeworm is a hermaphrodite. It has testis and ovary. Ovoviviparous. Ovoviviparous. Now, ovoviviparous organisms are organisms that produce eggs. But the point is that the eggs remain in the female's body and hatch in the female's body. Some fishes are ovoviviparous. They don't lay eggs. Rather, they produce the eggs. The eggs hatch in the female's body and they now give birth to the young. Then we have oviparous. These are organisms that lay eggs. They shed eggs to the external environment where the eggs develop and hatch. So the organisms above are oviparous. So frogs are oviparous. Frogs, fishes, they lay eggs. Chickens, birds, they are oviparous. Lizards, they are oviparous since they lay eggs and the eggs develop in the external environment. We call those organisms oviparous. You've learned something else today, right? Good. So these organisms are actually oviparous. Sorry, there's a typo here, but the answer is oviparous. 45. Insulin is produced by the endocrine organ labeled. Insulin is produced by the endocrine organ labeled. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? We need to know, identify each of them. Now, the endocrine organ label 1 is the pituitary gland. That's why it's located here. It's located here around this, at the base of the hypothalamus. It's known as the master gland. So the I is the pituitary gland. This side is where we have the thyroid gland and the parathyroid gland. So I'll just call that 2 is the thyroid gland. 3 is the pancreas. 4 the gonads. So insulin is produced by the pancreas. and the pancreas is the part labeled 3. So they're asking us, insulin is produced by the endocrine organ labeled. The answer is pancreas. And since pancreas is the part labeled 3, the correct answer is the part labeled 3. So insulin is produced by the endocrine organ labeled 3. So the correct answer is option C, the part labeled 3. Alright guys, we've come to the end of today's section of Learning with Prep Class. We looked at past questions on Jamb Biology 2015. We looked at questions 41 to 45. I believe you learned one or two things. You learned today that the pancreas produces a hormone insulin. Insulin is responsible for regulating the amount of sugar in the blood. I believe you learned oviparity, viviparity, and ovoviviparity. You learned about phototropism. Now, if you look below here, you'll notice we've dropped a link for you, bit.ly/prepclasswhatsapp. We want you to type this link on your browser and load it. When you do so, it will take you straight to our WhatsApp group. When you join us on our WhatsApp group, you'll be getting updates, you're getting infos on the latest content we have on our channel. Please see the next video. I still remain Tutoshima. Bye and do stay safe.